But yeah, every band has got its positives and negatives, and I would put this in the top 5 of all the shows that I've been involved in as far as designing them and putting them out on the field. And did the band achieve what we wanted to? Yeah, I think we did.
It was good, sad, frustrating.
Let's see, we started with, I believe, 222, we ended with 217. An interesting thing is, that's when we all finally got here. There had been work going on the prior week. Tau Beta Sigma did a great job of helping us get prepared for the week. The drumline had come in during the summer and done a mini camp. The 3 auxiliary groups, Lionettes, Majorettes, Color Guard, had done a minimum of 10 rehearsals. Some of them did 12 rehearsals during the summer, getting ready. There's so much preparation and so much back work that happens before you can even put the entire band together and say, okay, now let's try to have a quality marching band. And so a lot of people, 70, 75 people had been working at different times throughout the summer to make us able to be successful during band camp.
So what do you think the show's gonna be like this year?
Good, very good, different.
Different? Yeah. Our feature is really different and
It's upbeat.
Why did we not look so excited?
because we're hungry.
But
Really? What's your GPA?
3 point, I mean, okay, it's a 3.8, but it's,
3.8?
yeah, it's normally a 4.2.
Yeah,
She's normally a 4.0.
She's very smart.
Is that why they all? Is that why I hear from all the other Lionettes seek privately that they hate you? Is because of your GPA?
Yeah.
Or is that one of the
And my
reasons?
good looks. I'm just kidding.
F sharp. F sharp. Clickety clickety. Trying to be cool. Look at it.
Yeah, with that little hat thing going.
Yeah.
Are you Dr. Moyer?
Very, very excited to be here, for sure. No, it's not. I think that window has closed, for sure. Yeah, I think so. I do have a passport. Yep, absolutely. True. Only an hour away.
Yes.
Well, welcome,
I am.
welcome to band camp. So you grew up a little bit. You grew a couple of feet.
No.
Sometime this century.
It's our fault.
I think the reason we moved it up is we're so pushed for time this year. Welcome to band camp 2011. Let's start out the night right. Let's all find our cell phones and turn them off. Behind Norton, we're not all over there. It's on the backside of Norton. We can't even go in Norton during the day because they're doing construction between the 2 buildings.
So the music comes first.
Right.
So all the music was done by when?
Music was done, probably by the beginning of the summer. The music was probably 90% already written, as in the horn charts were written the way we wanted them. Now we tweak them all summer. Even once the auxiliaries get them and start working on routines, we may change part of that horn chart just to make it work better, make it a little longer, a little shorter, just to make it work a little better, because we don't send that to percussion writers until later. Percussionists start on the opener, and when they come to mini camp, they've got that opener already written. They know they can learn it, they can pass out parts and say, okay, when you come back, this is your assignment. You've got to have this learned, or it may affect where you end up in that percussion section. So they take that with them, make sure they've got it done. But I'm always anxious just to see, what is it going to be like? The students are always looking forward to it. There's always a little anticipation in the air from all the section leaders, and they're ready to get it going and get a new crop of students in here and teach them how we put all this together as the POD and how we do things as a POD.
shoulder. Tubas, you're going to see dots with numbers, and then you see a line drawn to where you're going to move in. You move in when we get the wind set. It's red in your mark. Right. Keep going, tap.
And the section leaders just did an outstanding job this year. From day one, they've done an outstanding job.
That really helps you out.
It's amazing when you have mature section leaders who can actually be an asset from day one instead of having to learn as they go. We've had years where we have all new section leaders. It's just a slower year when that happens. When you've got experience like we had this year, you can rest assured the band's going to have a better time. They're going to have a better experience. They're going to learn a little faster. Just makes it a little easier on everyone.
What's your, let's talk about, before we talk about the band itself, but let's talk about a little bit about the drill. When you look at it this year, compare it with the last 12 years, it looks incredibly complicated, sophisticated. Are you more comfortable? Are you doing it? Are you trying to push your own envelope a little bit in terms of the complexity of it?
I'm trying to stay awake when I'm writing drill. I'll tell you one thing I did do is I wrote the band a little smaller this year, a little closer together.
Yeah.
Now they're spread horizontally, but not depth-wise.
Yeah.
I wrote them a little closer just for the ease of communication. Because when you have to chase them around out there, there's only so far you're going to get day to day. And so I actually had some people ask, you know, is the band, has it got less people this year? I said, well, no, actually we have the exact same number of people we had last year. And it was just because I wrote it a little smaller. They thought it was less people.
There's a lot of movement.
Yeah, now they marched a lot. This is probably one of the most pages we've ever had, one of the longer drills.
Okay, so.
The drill is more active this year.
That was the term maybe I was looking for.
Yeah, the drill, it does move a lot. We moved more during the production than we've ever moved before. And all that worked well. It worked well in the show. It was the right place to move, the right time to move. And, you know, if we just could have found us a better drill writer, we'd have had something. It's been good.
Hey, holy crap, there's a bee and I can't touch you.
Oh my god.
It's on the back of your leg. It's right on your left leg. Maybe I can.
Turn. I can feel it. Well, sit still.
Hold still, pressure.
There. There. I said you look. Well,
oh, it's back on your butt.
Oh my god, get it off. It's going to sting me. There. Now step on it. There.
Wow.
Done.
Please put that on video.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of my lineups happens to do a very keen impersonation of Dr. Warrior. This is Shara.
Yes, I'm going to need to see the percussion after practice sectional.
Let's try that again, shall we?
Lions! Gentlemen, this is the coin. The Gulf South logo is heads. The word tails is tails. That's heads. That's tails. Harding, you're the visitors who call the toss. What's the call? The call is tails. Coach Wallace, if you lose the honors. Yep.
What's the term you give me?
That's Brecken's Whirl right there.
I'm a government, what do you call me?
I don't think I can repeat it here and make sure.
Sharp's pass is complete to 16 Hallwell. We had a mishap back here. He had a blowout with his marching shoes. His whole soul came off the bottom.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do. It's cutthroat time. It's cutthroat.
The whole bottom of the shoe came off. Make one.
Now, if a stiff wind was to blow, would these two just topple over? Is that correct?
Yes, that's how it works. That's how it works.
Really?
We call one of them salt, the other one pepper.
And performing it. Okay, so let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful fall night, Lord, that we can come out here and perform with the Pride of Dixie Band. Lord, I pray that our performance is just our best performance and that it's just going to be wonderful, Lord. And just please help us just point our toes to you, God, and just have a great performance. We love you. Amen. Amen. All right, arms down. Okay, foot comes in. All right, I'm going towards, it goes up and back down. Lord have mercy. Here we go.
Number 15.
There you go.
Play lobster yards, second and 11.
All right, now arms down. Arms down. All right, right arm in, right arm in, right arm in. And then, and we're gonna go like this. Okay, that's the flip. Another ripple. Turn out that way. It's another ripple. 1, 2, 3. Be careful, you will kill your neighbor. I freaked out. There you go. Woo! Oh, great. Okay, now I practice.
We're so excited. It's going to be such a great show.
If you stand right there long enough, you may be able to catch a football.
Great. I could actually catch it this time.
Have you been practicing?
Well, yeah. Nerf ones. I didn't want to have any accidents.
Well, Birdland was not uncharted territory for us. That was kind of familiar. We did something different with it. Then we used the Birdland groove again to transition into the slow and soulful part of God Bless the Child, which is very much more like the Billie Holiday version from the early 1900s. It was a lament. It was a ballad. Had some solo work in it. And then we went into the salsa section, which is the blood, sweat, and tears, straight ahead salsa. That featured our majorettes. They did a great job on that. And then it goes into the big 12/8 groove, which again, the blood, sweat, and tears version of that. We just tore it straight from them. Then we segued that. Drew White came in and just peeled the paint on some high notes, and we segued into Got to Get You Into My Life by Earth, Wind & Fire, that version of the Beatles tune.
And now, on with the show. Tonight's show continues with a medley of the hits from the 60s and 70s featuring the Majorettes, Color Guard, and Lionettes.
Please welcome the UNA Majorettes. And now, please welcome the UNA Lionettes. Ladies and gentlemen, we wish to thank you for attending tonight's game, and it is a pleasure to perform for you this evening. And now let's all get behind the UNA lines and root them on to victory with the UNA Fight Song.
I was looking at the footage that I shot the night of the pep rally. That was
the homecoming pep rally.
The one where they spelled
out UNA.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, in the end, I was glad we did that. I was glad we did that because it let me know what I've been suspecting all this time, is that we have the nicest students on this campus in this band program. And they're from every walk of life, from every degree field there is, from every type of background there is. But they're super nice people, and they understand that, hey, when we've got something to do, let's get it done.
That was a long night. It was a very long night.
Wasn't it, though? Then we did a pep rally after that.
Right. So the whole thing was like 3 hours.
Yeah, it really. And then they did the homecoming parade the next morning.
Yeah.
And did the game, and they did a good job on all that. Yeah, we had some busy weekends and some busy pairs of days, but then when they look back at it, you know, 3 or 4 years from now, they're not going to remember those busy couple of days and those really hot rehearsals. They're going to remember how fun the performances were. They're going to remember the people that they were involved with, that they really would like to know. Where are they now? I'd like to get in touch with that person.
Do you think this is funny? This is serious business. Okay, you win. Okay.
Are you straight? Two. Dead center. One on the corner, 3 on the corner.
That is
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is creepy.
That's so easy.
I have a bad feeling this is all going to end up on the video.
Unofficially, you're the Nuggets.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Still taking pictures. Still taking pictures. Gotta be still. He's got the shutter open.
All right, we got it. Woo! All right, UNA band, you're going to the back side of the field.
Watch them, Tara. Watch them, Amber and Candy. Again.
Is this the pep rally we've been looking for? Or?
This actually is the pep rally that we've been looking for.
No, let's play the drum.
Put snares. Yep. Yeah, you can, yeah, we put Zach here to do snare tenor bass. Yeah.
How come nobody else is wearing a jacket except you?
I don't know. Someone gave it to me to hold. No kidding.
Let's see, your name is... Here, move your hair.
Mellophone.
Yeah, nice, okay.
Here we go! Ready? I'm going to stand by. And now Alpha Tau Omega.
One big phase.
Coming back up. I'm gonna start. I'm got it. Ready? Good, good.
Tell the trumpet section get out there and do our...
Go down there to where that flower garden is in Mississippi. Instead of bringing the band up here.
Where did I go to high school 2 years ago? Come on.
Look at that. There's a picture taking man right there. See him right there? Look right up there. All right, let's go outside.
Take a picture of you. Smile at it.
Did I kill him?
No, they don't kill them, just wound them. Shoot your foot off. I'm kidding you.
And we ended up playing Aniana, which the band had not performed at in 12 or 13 years, which is down near Birmingham. Had great success there. The bands that go to that contest had never seen us, most of them. And they were thrilled with it. The judges up in the box were thrilled with it. It was all the buzz. I was glad we got to go down there.
I really do believe that some kind of hold on me.
Just walk there.
Go ahead, you know you need some water.
Teamwork. TUB is committed.
And then, of course, we had our closer, Farandole, which was a piece that was a little unusual for us to use a classical piece. But we were combining some ideas. It's such a tuneful piece of music. People have heard it. You hear it a lot around Christmas, oddly enough, because it's very festive sounding. So we decided, all right, we're going to take a look at this, but what can we do with the percussion in the middle to make it very palatable for that person in the audience who hears something classical and they just tune out? What would bring them back into it? And so we came up with this percussion feature that would, again, change the pace of the show entirely, go into a complete different groove, very contemporary hip-hop rock type groove. There's what we have there. We end that part, and the percussion did a great job with all that writing and performing, a lot of body work in there. Had an exit with the band where the girls did a lot of dancing, very much a kind of a jazz rock, jazz funk type of approach, and wrapped up that portion. Then we went back into just straight ahead classical, but the velocity was a lot higher. Tempo was a lot faster, and it turned it up, and that really got the crowd going.
The very first performance of a brand new segment in the Pride of Dixie show. It features the UNA percussion section along with the entire cast. We hope you will enjoy our premiere performance of Farandole.
turned out to be the catchiest closer.
This one this year?
Yeah.
Well, you know, a lot of that I think is because they improved from week to week. The band improved a great deal on that closer, and they were able to sell it. And as they learned it a little better and figured out the points that they were going to push a little harder and places to back off and just let the melody carry it, and not be too aggressive, and then save that for later. They started selling that closer really, really well.
It was kind of the West Alabama Livingston trip, I guess, has been in the works for a number of years, but that was kind of nice for what they did for Dr. Jones, your dad.
Yeah, it was nice. We felt like that would be the last chance we ever had to go to Livingston. They've been inviting us for several years to come down, combine the bands, and play a few things, let him conduct, since he conducted at both places. And the director there was one of his students. And then, of course, I was in the program here. And so it was a very nice evening. You know, and of course the team ended up getting beat, which we did not expect that night at all. But everything came off well, and it gave our students an opportunity to see another college band, something we rarely get to do. And it was a very different college band, a band that has no music majors.
present a plaque to one of our former directors, Dr. Lloyd S. Jones. Dr. Jones was band director here at UWA from 1973 to 1977. During his tenure, the music program was producing amazing performances and educating some of the state's best band directors. He later became the band director at the University of North Alabama and was instrumental in re-energizing the Pride of Dixie UNA marching band that you see before you tonight. We would like to thank Dr. Jones for his decades of service to music in the state of Alabama. Presenting the plaque tonight is Mr. Glenn Smith, a former student of Dr. Jones and current director of band.
We were excited to get it. We've never had an opportunity to perform in that venue for those bands who are ultra competitive and they have staffs of, 20, not even exaggerating. So we knew we wanted to go, and so we passed the word on up through the department chair to the dean to the vice president, and got some help from the vice president monetarily to make that trip happen. Oh yeah, it was a very tiring 3 days, but that culminated with that performance. But it was very positive for the program, and a lot of the alumni were real appreciative that we were invited. And several of them came to the show and decided they would just pay us a visit there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the University of North Alabama, Pride of Dixie.
Well, I'll tell you, Tau Beta Sigma was such an important part of the puzzle this year. They started back during the summer working on projects that would help us start the season successfully. There was never an instance, never a single time this fall when I called on TBS and they did not come through. That's pretty amazing. That's never happened in the history of this band program. You know, every year you have logistical challenges it takes time to work those out. We could not work all those out if we didn't have the support of our administration. Dr. McCullough, our department chair, he's been doing a wonderful job here, helps us with those challenges logistically. He's always willing to step in and lend a hand and go speak to someone if he needs to, or you know, write a memo to someone to further explain what we're needing to get done with our program. Vaughn Hansen, at the level of dean, he's a dean of arts and sciences, has always been supportive of our program. And then John Thornell, who's relatively new to our campus. Dr. Thornell came from Delta State here. He has been a great supporter of the band program and really appreciates what these students are doing to further spreading the word about UNA. And then President Cale, he's at everything we do at the stadium. He'll show up to a lot of other events that we're performing at around town, and we always appreciate him and any positive word he has for us.
You got two on you, behind you. Turn around.
Yeah, there's some there.
Turn. There's one on your leg.
Yeah, it's 45.
What exactly did you want to say on the DVD?
I want to be on the DVD. So put me on there.
You're on. Okay. Okay.
No, I'm not.
Are you going to bury it or something? Or?
I'm not going to bury it. I'm going to keep it.
Oh, I thought maybe you were going to bury it or something.
No. Should we have a ceremony for it? My dad's a funeral director.
Yeah, we go all say a little prayer. We can say a little
That'd
silent
be great.
prayer.
I mean, we can have a full-on funeral. I mean, like, you know. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna get my tags replaced, I promise. I'm gonna get my brake light.
Are we ready?
Yeah. Ready.
Get this over with. Maybe the last show of the year.
Yeah.
Pretty sad.
Yeah.
You gonna cry? You gonna cry?
I don't know, I might. Because she's leaving me.
Huh?
I cried last week.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I did so good. And, like, it was a great feeling to be in the Georgia Dome.
That's what I heard.
1, 2, 1, 2, ready, play. Clean it up. Yeah, 1, 2,
We have had a fantastic year, and hopefully we'll be back next year.
We will.
Do you want to?
Yes, we do want to come back next year.
Why that face?
What face? No, I was born this way. Seriously, there's nothing I can do about it. They've tried surgery and everything else. I'm just, that's the way I look, really.
Sit down in the front.
Here, wait.
What?
Okay, so Mandy is talking to Johnny, the bass drum player with the long curly hair.
It's true. National anthem.
National anthem, we'll do a point out, and then starting there, we'll do ripples and everything.
Okay, alright, that sounds good.
So this, could this be the last?
I don't know.
Three consecutive national championships. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome onto the field your UNA Lions.
I think a really big thanks goes out to all our section leaders and to our drum major, Adam Byers. Toughest job in the band right there.
Except Hey Baby.
Yeah, he's still figuring on that too. So. But no, really, he did an outstanding job. Section leaders did an outstanding job. And the people in there who are line leaders and don't even have any kind of thing, a title attached to their names, but they're mature members and they really help solve problems, that's what makes this band a special place to be.
entitled Grooves and includes selections which take us on a rhythmical journey. And now, on with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pride of Dixie. Tonight's show continues with a medley from the 60s and 70s featuring the Majorettes, Color Guard, and Lionettes. And now, please welcome the UNA Lioness. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a real pleasure for the Pride of Dixie to perform for you throughout the season, and we sincerely hope you have enjoyed our shows. To close our performance, we feature the UNA percussion section along with the entire cast on Farandol. University of North Alabama, Ryland Dixie. The UNA band is under the direction of Dr. Lloyd Jones and Dr. Ian Moyer is assistant director. The drum major is Adam Byers of Birmingham, Alabama. Head major Eddie Sheriff Smith of Killen, Alabama. Headline is Roxanne Bowles of Florence, Alabama. Color guard captains are Amber Lindsay of Trinity, Alabama, and Candy Baker of Double Springs, Alabama. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your kind attention.
It's not a real exciting video, is it?